It's June 1st, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have two dinosaurs locked together for millions of years, a passenger plane destroyed under mysterious circumstances, and a night where croaking frogs convinced people they were under attack. Let's begin. On June 1st, 2006, in the Badlands of Montana, 3 fossil hunters uncovered something buried in the stone that looked almost too dramatic to be real. Deep in the Hell Creek Formation, commercial fossil hunter Clayton Phipps, known as the Dino Cowboy, along with Chad O'Connor and Mark Eatman, found 2 dinosaurs locked together in the same ancient sandstone block. One was a Triceratops, and the other was a small Tyrannosaurus. And for 67 million years, they had remained tangled in silence. The fossil became known as the Dueling Dinosaurs. A Tyrannosaurus tooth was found embedded in the Triceratops, and both animals showed signs of injury. But no one for sure knew what happened. Were they fighting when disaster struck? Did one kill the other before they were buried? Or swept together by a flood long after death? The mystery only deepened after the discovery. For more than a decade, the fossil was trapped in a legal battle over who actually owned the dinosaur bones found on private land. And then, in 2020, the massive fossil block was acquired by the North Carolina Museum of Natural Science. Then, in 2025, researchers announced another twist. The predator may not have been a young T-Rex at all, but a fully grown, newly discovered Nano-Tyrannosaurus, a smaller, distinct Tyrannosaurus. A frozen battle, a legal fight, and a predator whose identity may have rewritten dinosaur history. On June 1st, 1943, a civilian plane lifted up from Lisbon, Portugal, bound for Bristol, England. It was not armed, and it was not a bomber. It was Flight 777, a Douglas DC-3 carrying 17 people across one of the most dangerous stretches of sky in wartime Europe. Then, the ordinary flight turned to something darker. German Junkers Ju-88 aircraft appeared in the sky. The passenger plane had nowhere to run, no weapons and no defense, only the open water below. A final distress call was sent before the flight plunged into the sea, taking everybody aboard with it. Almost immediately, the tragedy became more than a wartime shootdown. Among the dead were Leslie Howard, the famous British actor from Gone with the Wind, who had become known for his anti-Nazi propaganda work. Also on board was Alfred Chenholz, Howard's accountant, a man whose build and appearance were said to resemble Winston Churchill. And then there was Wilfred Israel, a Jewish humanitarian who had helped rescue thousands of children from Nazi Europe. So the question never fully went away. Was Flight 777 simply attacked because it was an Allied aircraft in a dangerous war zone? Or did the German intelligence believe Winston Churchill was aboard himself? Or was somebody else on that passenger list the real target? The plane vanished, but the mystery of why it was destroyed never sank with it. On June 1st, 1754, the people of Windham, Connecticut, woke to a sound they could not explain. In the middle of the night, the town was already on edge. A brutal drought had dried the lands, and fear of war hung heavy over the colonies. The French and Indian War had begun, and every strange noise in the darkness felt like a warning. Then, near midnight, the silence shattered. Somewhere from beyond the village came a terrifying chorus of screaming, groaning, and chattering cries. To the half-awake townspeople, it sounded like armies moving through the dark. Some believed the French had come. Others feared native warriors were surrounding the town. Men grabbed their muskets and rushed towards the village green. Warning shots cracked through the nights, and families waited inside their home, terrified of what was about to attack them. But when morning came, there was no soldiers. No enemy camp, no battlefield, only a dried-up pond and hundreds of bullfrogs. The drought had forced the frogs into the last remaining pools of water, where they screamed and fought in the crowded water. By dawn, many were dead, and the town realized the terrible invasion had been nothing more than frogs. The whole town prepared for war against a pond full of frogs. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next eerie dose is just a day away.